Good evening, and welcome to this special report. Today, we delve into the high-stakes diplomatic talks held in Riyadh, where the United States attempted to mediate between Russia and Ukraine over the escalating Black Sea crisis. These discussions come at a critical juncture in the ongoing war, with global food security hanging in the balance. Let's break down what happened, why it matters, and what could come next. Why the Black Sea matters, strategic importance of the Black Sea. The Black Sea has been a focal point of the Russia-Ukraine war since 2022. Before the war, Ukraine supplied 10% of the world's wheat, 15% of corn, and 50% of sunflower oil, mostly shipped via Black Sea ports like Odessa. Collapse of the grain deal, July 2023. Russia withdrew from the UN-brokered Black Sea Grain Initiative, accusing the West of failing to uphold promises on Russian agricultural exports. Since then, Moscow has blockaded Ukrainian ports, bombed grain infrastructure, and threatened civilian ships. Humanitarian and economic fallout. Global food prices spiked, hitting Africa and the Middle East hardest. Ukraine has struggled to reroute exports via the Danube River and EU rail networks, but at higher costs. The Riyadh talks, what happened, who was there? U.S. officials, led by a senior State Department envoy, mediated between Russian and Ukrainian representatives, no direct talks. Saudi Arabia hosted as a neutral venue, continuing its role in past prisoner swaps. Ukraine's demands, safe passage for grain ships and civilian vessels. End to Russian attacks on port infrastructure. Russia's demands, sanctions relief for its own grain fertilizer exports. Guarantees that Ukraine won't use shipping corridors for military purposes. No breakthrough, but constructive. No agreement reached, but both sides reportedly listened to each other. U.S. officials called it a step toward stability, while Ukraine warned of Russian deception tactics. Geopolitical implications. Russia's game plan, using food as a weapon to pressure the West into sanctions relief. Recent attacks on Ukrainian ports, e.g. Odessa, Chornomorsk, aim to crush Kiev's economy. U.S. and Saudi diplomacy. The U.S. avoids direct negotiations with Russia, but seeks third-party mediators, like Turkey, Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia's role signals its ambition as a global peacemaker beyond oil diplomacy. Global fallout. Developing nations, Egypt, Somalia, Yemen, face food shortages. If no deal is reached, alternative land routes, via Poland, Romania, may strain EU logistics. What's next? Possible scenarios. Optimistic. Follow-up talks lead to a limited shipping corridor deal, like the 2022 Grain Initiative. Pessimistic. Russia escalates attacks. Ukraine retaliates with sea drones, e.g. damaged Russian warships. Turkey could revive its role as a Black Sea mediator. China, silent so far, its stance may influence Russia. Long-term risks. Prolonged blockade could trigger famine in vulnerable nations. Further NATO-Russia naval tensions in the Black Sea. As the world watches, these talks underscore how the Black Sea remains a flashpoint in the Ukraine war, one where hunger, geopolitics, and survival collide. For now, the ships remain docked, the silos full, and millions wait anxiously. This is American Lens, keeping you informed.